The engine of Leo's old sedan sputtered and died right in the middle of a pouring rainstorm. He sat in the dark, 3 miles away from the logistics tech firm where he worked. Today was the deadline. The company was promoting only one junior developer to regional director. It was down to Leo and his main competitor, Marcus. Both were brilliant. Both had worked 80-hour weeks for 2 years. Leo didn't curse the broken engine. He didn't scream at the steering wheel. Instead, he pulled up his mental map of the city. He checked his watch, 7:15 a.m. The presentation was at 8:30 a.m. He gripped his briefcase, stepped out into the freezing downpour, and started to run. At that exact moment, Marcus was stuck in the same storm, sitting inside his luxury SUV just 2 blocks from the office. The traffic was at a complete standstill. Marcus slammed his hands on the horn, his face red with anger. "Unbelievable!" he shouted into the empty car. "Every single time I have a big day, the world screws me over. Why does this always happen to me?" By 8:15 a.m., Leo walked through the glass doors of the office lobby, completely soaked. His shoes squeaked on the tile. His hair was plastered to his forehead. The security guard looked at him in shock. "Rough morning, Leo?" Leo wiped a drop of rain from his eye and smiled calmly. "Good morning, Frank. Actually, it was a great morning for a run. Built up my cardio before the big meeting." Leo didn't waste time complaining. He went straight to the restroom, dried his clothes under the hand dryer as best he could, combed his hair, and walked into the boardroom with 5 minutes to spare. Marcus arrived a few minutes later. He wasn't wet, but he was completely drained by his own anger. He slammed his briefcase on the table and immediately began complaining to the executives about the city's terrible traffic system. He looked exhausted, bitter, and defeated before the meeting even started. The CEO stood up. "As you know, our company's main server crashed at midnight. The data for your presentations was wiped. You have no slides. I want each of you to stand up and tell us how we pivot." Marcus froze. His eyes widened. "Sir, with all due respect, that's completely unfair. We spent months building those slide decks. How can we present without our data? The IT department completely failed us." Marcus sat back, folding his arms, radiating resentment. He saw the situation as a personal attack from the universe. The CEO turned to Leo. "Leo, what do you have?" Leo stood up. He didn't look panicked. He didn't look angry. Stoicism had taught him that you cannot control external chaos. You can only control your judgment of it. Where Marcus saw a disaster, Leo saw a blank canvas. "The loss of data is unfortunate, sir, but the core strategy is still right here in my head. Let's look at this as an advantage. Without slides, we can talk directly about real-world execution." For the next 20 minutes, Leo spoke with absolute clarity. Because he hadn't wasted a single ounce of mental energy fighting the traffic, the rain, or the server crash, his mind was sharp and fully present. He mapped out the entire plan on the whiteboard from memory. He looked at the executives with a steady, rational confidence. He didn't hope for a perfect situation. He made the imperfect situation work for him. 1 week later, the announcement was made. Leo was named the new regional director. That evening, Marcus walked by Leo's new office. He looked inside, his voice filled with jealousy. "You just got lucky, Leo. The rain, the server crash, you just happen to be the kind of guy things work out for." Leo paused and looked at his former competitor. He felt no arrogance, only a quiet clarity. "Marcus," Leo said gently, "we drove through the exact same storm. We walked into the exact same server crash. The only difference is that you spent your energy fighting the weather, while I used my energy to navigate it." Marcus walked away, still believing the world was against him, trapped in his own prison of negativity. Outside the window, another storm was brewing, but Leo just picked up his pen and went back to work. he finally understood the ultimate pragmatic truth. The world does not owe you a smooth path. Circumstances are completely neutral. It is your mind that decides whether a barrier becomes a wall or a stepping stone. Positivity isn't pretending everything is perfect. It is the unshakable discipline to look at any disaster and ask, what is the useful move right now? And that is a power no storm can ever take away.